Morning. So it's not long till go time for our record, and today I've got a 5-hour ride. No efforts, nothing in there. Just 5 hours steady endurance ride. So it'll be hilly because it always is around here. And I'll talk you through my Hammerhead Karoo2 today because, as you may know, they are a sponsor of Israel Startup Nation. They also are a sponsor of the Our Record attempt. So firstly, a massive thank you because, as you know, this attempt wouldn't be happening without the generous support of sponsors, of which Hammerhead is a prominent one. So I'd say there's three main players in the head unit market: Garmin, Wahoo, and I think Hammerhead, can safely say, has recently joined the party, and they all work slightly differently. And I'm not here to trash talk the other two. Like, they're all very good units, and I've used all three of them for significant chunks of time. But I am here to talk to you about the Karoo2. I'll talk to you about the differences between the Garmins, the Wahoos, and the Karoo2, because they are all slightly different in how they function, how they work, and yeah. So we'll kick into it. Like I said, they all work slightly different ways, and it took me a little while. I say it took me a little while. I unwrapped the Karoo2 when we first got it, and I expected it to work like a Wahoo or a Garmin, and well, it did. Unsurprisingly, it didn't. So then I did what I think most men won't do, and opened up the instruction manual, or actually maybe just consulted a YouTube video as to how the Karoo2 works, and then it became quite clear it doesn't work in the way a Wahoo does, and Wahoo being very app-based, very phone device, or very phone-based, there's not much functionality on the device, but you control everything via the app. Doesn't work like the Garmin, where it's kind of a mixture of device and app based. You do all your settings and stuff on your device, and then you upload to an app, and then that uploads to the stratosphere. Doesn't work like either of them. It's kind of device and desktop based, but more device based. The Karoo2 is basically an Android phone. It's got SIM card functionality. You can use it with internet and stuff, but it is very device focused. When I say desktop, you mean desktop, and I'll run you through this now. The desktop side is the easiest place to create routes and upload routes to your device. So you kind of remove your phone from the equation completely, which I think is a good thing. But we'll go through the maps and the routing first. So we'll start with, bless you. Bless you. You alright?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go into actually my favourite function of the Karoo2, which is on charge over there, ready for the ride. The backstory on my history with mapping: my Giro d'Italia stage win, not last year, in 2013, I contributed largely to mapping. Obviously this was in the days way before Hammerhead, and it was kind of when things were new in terms of having a map on your device. The first 25k of that TT was super technical, and it was very high hedges, so you'd tip into a corner, you'd have no idea what was coming up. The night before, I realised that we hadn't done the recons. We hadn't, Movistar were very sort of fly by the seat of your pants attitude. I'd done no recon. I didn't know what I was in for in that first 25k. All I knew from the map there was about 1,000 corners, of which I knew none of them, and there's no way I could memorise. And I kind of knew the team car behind wouldn't be able to keep up with the constant changes in direction, and then I'd have to translate it from Spanish into English as well. So took it upon myself. We were sponsored by SRM at the time. I, on the quiet, asked the mechanic to stick a Garmin on my handlebars next to the SRM, and I had the map in front of me. And because of that, that's where I gained all my time on just about everyone, because I could see the corner coming up, because I could see if it was a fast corner, stay on my tri-bars, just tip it in, and if it was a hairpin, I knew I needed to brake. And I really thought that was a large part of that victory. And ever since then, maps have been a massive part of my racing. I don't actually look at much data when I'm racing. I look at the map. because I think from both a racing standpoint, I know the corners that are coming up, and from a safety standpoint, because I know the corners coming up. Like in a race, we are racing, there is an element of risk, and if I know that there's a hairpin coming up, then I've got a lot more confidence in myself. So every time we've changed sponsor since then, one thing I've been adamant on is having a clear map function, and that's where I would say the Hammerhead takes the cake, because when you put a route in, that line is bright yellow on a very clear, colourful screen, and it is so easy to see what's coming up. So, and it's easy to zoom out, to zoom in. Just the functionality of the map, I cannot speak highly enough of, and that's something that was there right from the start. So I'll talk you through just quickly on this, creating a map. So we've got on here at the moment a couple of, only 3 routes. So we can see on here, this is the route. It's pretty simple. It's uploaded via a GPX file that we take from VeloViewer, upload that straight to here, and then once it's on your dashboard, if you connect your Karoo to the internet, like via Wi-Fi, or if you have the SIM card in, or whatever, this will then appear on your Karoo. So you don't have to physically push it to the device. You put it on your account, on your dashboard, on your desktop. You can do it on your phone as well, but it will then pretty much instantaneously appear on your phone as long as your phone's connected to the internet. We can then create a route. So we're going to start in Andorra. So we got the map. We'll go to, I'm going to tell you exactly where I live, but we're going to go up to the top of the hill. I'm going to click on roughly where we are, and that's going to be our start point. And then today's ride, I think I know where I'm going roughly. We're going to go to La Massana. I'm going to go that way, so we're just going to add, up that climb to La Massana. Then we're going to come over the Bechelis, which is the climb that the Tour de France went over, where Sepp Kuss won. We're going to go back up to M Camp, and then I think we're going to go past the Casa, which is where the stage of the tour this year started, and then we're going to go back home. So we've got here nowhere near enough in terms of kilometres, but we'll run you through it. It's immediately you get given 70k, 2,500 metres of climbing. It tells you like we're all on roads, and that's pretty. And it's kind of as easy as that. So we just save it, we name it. Just name it Andorra 5-hour road. Click OK, and that is then done. As you can see, it's now on my dashboard, and I'll show you when I fire up my Karoo2. It'll appear on there pretty bloody quickly. So it's like 8 degrees outside, and I don't think it's going to get any warmer. So with thick undervest, thick long sleeve, take a pair of gloves with me. Not thick gloves, but like a pair of gloves. I won't bother with a gilet, because in the mountains the gilet is a pointless piece of clothing. I'll take a rain jacket in my back pocket. It's not going to rain, but also serves as a good wind block for the downhills. Nutrition wise today, I fill up 2 750ml bottles, with each will have 120 grams of carbs in. I'll put a couple of gels and a oat bar in my back pocket, and that should see me through 5 hours of steady away. I might stop at a cafe for a sandwich and a coffee at some point, or I might just crack on through it. Right then, so it's connected to our Wi-Fi, that's connecting to my heart rate and my power meter. Battery save is on a ride like today, where for some of it I don't want to actually see the screen and see the time. That's pretty good, because then it just clocks the screen off. So if we go into routes, this is where, there we go, straight away, as we sort of thought from the dashboard, it's just uploading the route to the Hammerhead. Just press it, and that's what I was saying about the clear map, bright yellow. Once I get outside, we'll get some GPS going. Yeah, and here we go. And there we go. Good stuff. Bye now.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Bye.
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 Down our wheels. It's only 5 spokes. Right, we're leaving, so we're on the GoPro. Just gonna get outside. This will readjust to the starting point that we put on the map. Calibrate the power meter. Pretty bloody easy. And off we go. You see, you've got turn by turn instructions here, like how long to go, what's coming up. That's real useful, especially in races. So I use that turn by turn thing in races a lot as well, because quite often it's like you have to be well positioned into a corner, and quite often I'm the one that has to get us into the corner position, and quite often you got to really keep a cool head. A good way of keeping a cool head is having the information in front of you. So I use this, and it will say like turn in 9 kilometers or something. And I'm like, no, we can chill. And a lot of people won't be chilling. They'll be racing, and I'll be like, we got time. We have time. So I'll just be chilling, and then when it gets to like inside a K, I'm like, right, time to go. And I use that because then it's obvious you're not guessing and you're not trying to be at the front the whole time. You can just bam, be there. So that's real handy. Like I say, we'll go through the climb function, but the maps and the turn by turn instructions, by far my favorite part of the Hammerhead Karoo2. Right, so that's you've seen the climb function. I'm going to show you now. We've got a nice 10k downhill coming up, so I'm gonna flip across to the map, zoom in, and as you can see, bright yellow, bright yellow. I hope you enjoy watching this as much as I do. Closest stages of the ride. It's stunning. It's like coming out to 5 p.m. Generally early starts, as much as I'd rather be out the door at 9, it's just too cold, so I wait till like 11 and then roll out, and we live just around that corner. So I'm going to go down here, down there, down here, and then up that road, and then yeah, across. It's beautiful. I have taken a mountain bike. These are all the ski runs. I have taken a mountain bike all up there, get up to 2006 or 700 just there, and then if you go up that way with the mountain bike, and I think start getting on for 3,000 meters. So that's pretty cool. So that's today. 5 hours more or less on the nose. 5:01. So Hammerhead make it pretty fail safe that you can't. It's really tough to accidentally delete your ride or stop your ride unintentionally. You get this little summary screen. That's, yeah, if you want to delete the ride, there's the button you don't press. So you get, you know, all of your stats. So that's yeah, that's the last endurance ride now before our record. Done. Once I'm back inside and in the land of the wife, oh god, wife, no, the Wi-Fi, that'll then just all like automatically
upload and do its thing. It'll be on Training Peaks and Strava before I can fire up my phone to have a look. Tomorrow we got a 30-minute effort and I'm not. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. I'm currently hitting, we have 2 options for efforts at the moment, up high or at 1,000 metres, and 1,000 metres still ain't sea level. So my numbers up here the other day on the turbo trainer were pretty good. So, which I guess would rather it that way around than the other, considering where the hour record is. So yeah. I've got my smoothie, bunch of oats, bunch of protein, some honey, some peanut butter. It's a good time. And some frozen banana. Thanks for watching, and thanks again to Hammerhead for sponsoring the hour record. For the actual hour record, as per track rules, I'm not allowed a device on my handlebars. You can't look at data whilst you're racing. But where I will have a Hammerhead is underneath my saddle, tucked out the way, just collecting all the data so that, well, so afterwards we can have something to look at and sort of analyse it, because I think it'll be interesting. Did toy with the idea of running no power meter, but actually there isn't an aero gain loss to running or not running a power meter, so figured we'd run it. It'd be really interesting to compare the data to my last hour record attempt, because we can see exactly the difference altitude has made, and also with the power output and positional changes, the aero changes, everything. So I think there's not many people that have done a couple of hour record attempts. Mikkel Bjerg being one. Toff Madsen, Dan Bigham, I'm sure, has a load of sort of back-to-back runs, but it'd be nice for us to get some data to collect and compare as well. We might be selling off the data as a unique NFT with in collaboration with some very close friends of mine. So stay tuned. I don't know how it works, but they know how it works.
In me.
And Shell,
before it even started.
Shell, the crypto pioneer.